Alright guys, welcome back. Anybody that's new here, we're going to keep this really short and simple. This is going to be a review on the Tuned Up Custom Rods Deadstick. I finally, those of you guys that aren't new here, you know I ice fish all the time. I basically live in the hard water. One of the things that I wanted to do is, after a full season of using it, I finally got like time to do this, but I wanted to do a actual comprehensive review of like what I like about the Deadstick, things I might not like about the Deadstick, stuff like that. And then if you guys want to pick one up, I actually have a code now, which is awesome. So thumbs up for being able to give you guys discounts and help out the channel here. But if you use code DWS10 at the checkout at Tuned Up Custom Rods, it'll take 10% off all orders. So just so you guys know, if you get them, you're going to want to do that sooner than later if you're seeing this. But this code should work anytime, DWS10. Use it anytime you guys check out at tunedupcustomrods.com, and it'll help you out. All right, enough of the promo code stuff. Let's get into the Deadstick. I actually really like this rod. Okay, so as you guys can see, my Deadstick is very long. I have this one's 36 inches. I went with 36 inches because I have an outer cabin, and the length of that, when I hang that in my rod holder in my outer cabin, it hangs out just far enough so I can put the hole far enough away from my seat that I can kneel down if I hook into something big. I'm going to go over the details on this thing. I have it paired with an Okuma Avenger 1000. That's big enough for all of the fish that I use this for, and let's go over like exactly what I like and like why I went with the Deadstick instead of something else like slip bobbers or anything else. Oh, and if you guys don't want to pick up any of those things, I mean, if you're looking at this, you're probably gonna get one. Like I said, use DWS or code DWS10, but you guys can also go down in the description, pick up some merch. If you're new here, which I did pick up a lot of people this year, I don't know, if you can read that, I made this because all of us ice fishermen, ice fisherwomen, we all love the hard water. Like if you're watching this, you love fishing hard water. So I made a merch line just for us ice fishermen. So if you want to support the channel and rep DWS Outdoors, merch is linked in the description. I have a bunch of other stuff. I have some, drink thermoses, stuff like that. That's not a thermos, it's just a water container, but there's a bunch of stuff in the description if you guys want to pick that up. But enough of that stuff. This Deadstick, I'm going to be blatantly honest. I kind of always wanted one of these things. I wanted something like this. Before they even made these, I was thinking of ways of like making one myself. So the Deadstick has this really long, soft tip to it. And then, I'm going to unhook this. You can see, so like I can lightly pull on that and it'll load up, and then once it gets to about there, you're starting to get into backbone. The coolest thing I like personally about the Deadstick is I use these little treble hooks a lot of times, and crappie, perch, walleye, all three of those have come up and lightly tapped the minnow and then slowly loaded it up before. And I have this on a bait feeder. So let me get this right so it doesn't go flying everywhere. When you turn these bait feeders on, this isn't about the bait feeder, but when you turn a bait feeder on, they can take line without the spool being open. And the big thing about that I like is if you set it, like you're gonna have to play with it if you want to try and do this. Like I said, I'll link everything in the description so you guys can check it all out. The rod, everything. But if you set it up right, what happens is as they load this up, it starts pulling. So you just set the tension on how loose this spool is. And I've discovered with giant crappies, they'll come up, they'll swallow it. You won't even see the bait. You'll just see you'll actually see it go limp like that. But if you let them just slowly swim away and they load up, before it starts feeding, the little treble hooks bite them. So like you don't even have to set the hook almost. It's like a snare rod or something like that. Like that's the number one reason I wanted one of these was the combined with this, the setup. It's deadly. It's just so deadly. And then I also use it, if you guys know what a tuned up custom, or if you guys know what a iFish Pro is, I'm not going to go over that right now. I have videos. If you want to check them out, just type in DWS Outdoors iFish Pro. I walk through it a million different times. But that, with this setup, this thing is killer for jumbo perch. Great for eater sized and, I mean, big walleyes if they're finicky. I'm running a 6-pound P-line on here, so it's super light line, basically invisible. And then I usually run it like this. So I just have I have a trigger for my iFish Pro. And then I have just a simple split shot above the hook. And I always keep it a certain distance away, depending on how clear the water is. But if you have it close enough like that, when a crappie takes it and they start pulling it, they don't notice it right away. If you have it further up and they start pulling it and that thing decides to drop a little bit, they notice it. But yeah, my two favorite things I have to say about this are, one, the fact that, you know, that, and then also the upbite. So like just being able to see it load up, and then obviously if they grab the bait and it's loaded like this, it springs back to normal. So those are like my two favorite things, because instead of having like a slip bobber or even a tip up in your ice shack or something like that, having this just to the side while you jig over here, you can just watch for this tip to start bending down. And then, like I said, with the bait feeder setup, you wait for the tip to start bending down. Now you're aware of it, you pay attention, and then as the thing starts to feed, all you got to do is pull it out real carefully. If you guys don't know anything about bait feeders, so it's open, it's closed. So you just turn the reel over one full revolution and it locks it closed. Now you're on your main drag. All you got to do is lift. Nice little pop. They're 9 times out of 10 they're on. So if you guys are looking for these and you have like a question about them, comment below. Like if there's anything I can answer about it, I will. But realistically, they're very straightforward. It's got a nice soft tip. This 36, about 13 inches in, is where the main backbone is. I've fought, I think last year the biggest walleye I got on this was like 26 inches. So I've fought up to a 26-inch walleye on this just fine. I mean, it was so nice. The head shakes, you know, they do that big head shake. It keeps them pinned. So if you guys are thinking about getting a tuned up custom rods Deadstick, it's 100% worth it. One thing I would recommend is not to go shorter than like a 34-inch. You're going to want a 34. If you want to use them for anything really big, then you go bigger with it. I think these go up to 38s. Don't quote me on that. You'd have to check on the website. But yeah, the Deadstick has been one of the number one things I love about like this era of me ice fishing. This thing is such a fun thing. Those of you guys that fish the Mississippi, this is a jumbo perch slayer. It works really good. Okay, so like I was saying, this thing, I don't have anything bad about it. Everything that it needs to do, it does. Mine is built with the titanium recoil guides. Like I said, I have a 36. You can customize the wraps on it if you wanted to. Like if you wanted a little bit tighter end, ask them. You can get segments cut down on these things, and you can alter your rods, hence custom rods. So if you get this rod, make sure you make it your own. This is a tuned up custom rod. It's not just your Joe Smo one you buy in the store and like you don't do anything with it. They offer different handles. Personally, if you're going to use it with the iFish Pros and stuff like that, I like having a solid handle versus like a split grip or something like that. This isn't a rod I'm jigging with or something. It's literally a rod you throw like a minnow on or a dead bait or whatever, and you just let it sit there. So having that handle the way it is, that's what you want to do. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's review video. Like I said, I wanted to get a season behind it before I said anything negative or positive about it. I don't have anything negative really to say about it. If anything stupid happens with it, I'll let you guys know first. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it today. See you guys next time.